Hello, in this video we will study articles and quantifiers. So articles and quantifiers are the words that we use before nouns for different purposes. We can analyze them in two parts, as definite articles and indefinite articles. What I mean by this is, if the word that I'm using in the context is known to the reader, that means I need a definite article, and if the word that I'm using is unknown to the reader, that means I need an indefinite article before it. Let's move on to where I use them, and let's see some examples. Let's start with indefinite articles. A and N are indefinite articles, and as you all know, I use them with singular nouns and before jobs. Also, I use A or N if I'm talking about something that is mentioned in a context for the first time. This is important. Let's have a look at this example. Clara left his work building, saw a man in the parking lot. If I say a man here, that means I don't know which man I'm talking about. It can be any man in the world. Also, I use indefinite articles to tell the type of a thing. For example, we had a sleepover and watched a comedy film, talking about the type of the film. Also, I use indefinite articles to talk about a member of a group. Teacher must have good communication skills. Among all the teachers, talking about a teacher. And definite articles. Where do I use them? If I'm talking about something unique, if there's only one of that thing in the universe, I use the, like, the sun is a star. There was only one sun, so I say the sun. If something has been mentioned in a context before, then I need definite article the. Let's go on from the previous example. Clara left his work building and saw a man in the parking lot. Okay, the man was wearing, okay, if I say the man here, that means now I know which man I'm talking about. That is the man that Clara saw in the parking lot. Now it is not unknown to us. Also, I can use the with seas, oceans, rivers, and United Countries. I can use it with superlative forms. For example, Leah is the fastest runner. And I can use the with ordinal numbers such as the first, the second, the third, etc. For instance, he is the first leader to achieve blah blah. Also, there are some situations where I don't use an article. When expressing a general meaning, we use plural nouns with countable. What do I mean? Let's have a look at the example. Students go to school and study to pass their exams. I'm talking about all of the students here. So I use student is a countable noun. I use it in plural form without an article. Or an uncountable noun. We need water to survive. Water is uncountable. And I'm talking about it in a general sense. That means I don't need an article. Also, with continents and countries and mountains and lakes, I don't use an article. Okay, here's an exercise. Now I want you to pause the video. I'm going to give you 5 seconds and do the exercise, please. All right, let's have a look at some of them. A magazine published. I'm talking about the magazine for the first time, so I say a magazine. An extremely interesting article. All right, so I'm talking about that article for the first time. Again, I use an. On the most amazing buildings. Most amazing, that is superlative form. In the world, and made a list. Again, for the first time, a list. If I remember correctly, the first building, ordinal number, on the list, mentioning the list for a second time, so I say the list, on the list was Angkor Wat. That's a private noun. I don't use an article with those kind of nouns. Number 8, a beautiful temple, mentioning it for the first time in Cambodia. That's a country, not a united country, so no article. And the second was second ordinal number. The pyramid of Khufu, talking about a unique pyramid. So I say the. In Egypt. Egypt is a country, doesn't take an article. Let's have a look at quantifiers. These are words, again, that we use before nouns to express its quantity. Here in this list, you see some of them. Now let's have a look at them. Some, I use it to express the meaning of a limited amount, and I can use it with countable and uncountable nouns. I can also use it in questions for requests and offers. For example, do you want some sugar with your tea? Here I'm offering something. Any, I use it in questions and negative sentences. That is its first function. For example, I didn't make any mistakes. Or, has there been any accidents? Second function of any is, I use it in positive sentences with the meaning of every. Any person can enter the building. That means every person can enter the building because this is a positive sentence. Much, I use it to give the meaning, of course, large amount, and I usually use it with uncountable nouns. And many, again, I use it to give the meaning large amount, but this time I use it with countable nouns. For example, there isn't much gas, or many visitors came to the museum. All, of course, as everyone knows, that means everything, everyone, 100%. And I can use all with uncountable and countable nouns. And I can use it with or without of. For example, all fans enjoyed the match. Or I can say all of the fans enjoyed the match. A lot, lots of, plenty of. These all mean large amounts or more than enough. Plenty of tourists decided to choose Antalya. Too much and too many, those mean more than necessary. I use too much with uncountable nouns and too many with countable nouns. And if I use these, the meaning is negative, even if the sentence is positive. For example, we've had too much rain. That means I didn't like the amount of rain this year. Or, too many people are using private cars. That means I don't like the number of people who are using private cars. Enough. We use enough to give the meaning as much as we need. And I can use it in positive, negative, or question sentences. And no and none, of course, I use these to give the meaning zero. I can use it in these forms, none of plus noun or pronoun, and no plus a noun. Examples, none of the students passed the test, none of them passed the test. Students is a noun, them is a pronoun, and the meaning is zero. 0 students passed. Or, no person has ever dreamed of blah blah. Here, person is a noun, so plus a noun, no plus a noun is our structure. A few, I use it to give the meaning small number, and I use it with countable nouns. I always carry a few pencils. A little and a bit of, I use these again to give the meaning a small number, but this time I use it with uncountable nouns. We have a little time to finish packing. Time is uncountable. Okay, here you have an exercise. Again, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to pause the video and do the exercise, please. Alright, let's have a look at it. I like some English food, not all of it. Some English food, that means not 100%, maybe 50%, maybe 70%, but not 100%. Number 2. I've only got a few days. Day is a countable noun. That is a clue for me. A few days of my holiday left. 3. There is too much ketchup. Ketchup is an uncountable noun. Also, the meaning is negative here. It says it's swimming in sauce. That means I don't like it, so too much ketchup. 4. The lesson was so much fun that none of the students wanted to leave, that they enjoyed it, and none of them wanted to leave. 0 students wanted to leave. 5. We have got plenty of food. That means more than enough, so stay. 6. Has Janet got enough time to get there? I can use enough with countables or uncountables, doesn't matter. So, got enough time to get there. That's a question. 7. There are too many people coming. Okay, that means I don't like it. What is my clue? My clue is that I don't think we have enough chairs, so there will be a problem. Okay, that is my clue. 8. There are no more tickets left. No more tickets left. Okay, that means 0. What is my clue? It says we have sold out. That means we have 0 tickets now. 9. All of those colors are horrible. So all of them means what? I don't like any of them. That is my clue in the second sentence. 10. Just add a little salt. In the second part, it explains it. Not too much means what? A little. I hope you understood, or I helped you understand a little bit. Thank you for watching the video and good luck in your exams.